Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stone Protocol podcast. I have a very special guest today. Her name is Grace. So today we're going to be talking about, human excellence, human development, and what it looks like to have difficult conversations, how we can well prepare ourselves to enter into a situation that we may be a little nervous about. I think Grace is a little nervous, and that's okay. We all can be nervous when entering into areas where we want to shine our light. So we're going to touch on things like red light therapy and how that's very beneficial for people. One of the things that I love about Grace on her social media, while she may not have a lot of followers yet, you will. You're going to do incredibly well. I know you are. She meets all of these situations with gusto and passion. And so we're going to bring that passion for the things that she finds to be very exciting in life. She's one of the most intelligent people that I see speaking about some of these things on social media. And I think in time, other people are going to really gravitate towards that magnetism that she has. And it's an honor for me to have her on the podcast now. And so, again, to set the stage here, we're going to be talking, one of the things, and she'll tell us about it, she has a very high level of subject matter expertise about how to have civil discourse, or how we can discourse civilly. And I love that because I get into not arguments with people, and we won't get into any arguments today, but I bring people onto the show, and we'll be bringing people onto our upcoming show, The Prism, that have very different perspectives and very different points of view. And so Grace is going to equip me and equip all of us with some tools on how we can actually talk about difficult things in calm, clean, clear ways. And then we're just going to geek out over human excellence and biohacking and, nootropics and all those fun things. So without further ado, Grace, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Yeah. Do you want to just take a moment and just kind of introduce yourself and what you do and what you're passionate about? And then we'll just start chatting and having a good time.
Sure. Grace Erickson. I am a consultant. I specialize in government, land development, community development. I am a public information officer by trade. And I am also a biohacker, which is how most people know me.
Yeah. So we met at Lifetime Fitness in the sauna.
Yes.
So we were biohacking.
Yes, exactly. I meet so many people in the sauna or in the cold plunge.
Yeah.
It's a favorite place to meet people.
Me too. It's honestly, I think our society lacks a lot of really good social settings. I think that the sauna is the perfect place to do it.
Yes.
Let's actually maybe just for a moment, can you share with us some of the amazing benefits of sauna and cold plunge? Why do you do it? And why do you suggest people to do it?
Yeah, so it's called contrast therapy, as I'm sure you know. Not everyone's familiar with that term, but it teaches your body first and foremost how to be adaptable physically. But the benefit that I like the most is mentally, especially with the cold therapy. So when you're getting into the cold plunge, you are hopefully doing it with intention, regulating yourself so that when you get into a stressful situation out in the world, you're able to take those same tools from that practice and apply it. Then you get back into the sauna. You can do breath work in the sauna. My favorite thing is to be social, though. I love the people that I meet in the sauna and the cold plunge. They are the coolest people. Exhibit A.
Yeah. And Exhibit A too. Yeah. Game sees game. So that is a perfect example then of that contrast therapy and then adaptability to then when we have difficult conversations. Can you share with us a little bit about some of the consultation that you do? And I believe some of the coaching that you do around that specifically?
Yes. So I am a consultant, again, government, land development, lots of really touchy, controversial issues. And as a public information officer, which basically is external affairs, public speaking, media coordination, I have an entire career in training government officials and executives on how to speak to the public about controversial issues, how to speak to the media about controversial issues. So I do coaching in that capacity. I'm also part of a group called Anti-Fragile Social Club, a very informal group in the Denver area. And I have had to fill in as a coach for a few months. And we talk about things like civil discourse. We talk about emotional intelligence, emotional regulation, all different kinds of topics. So I coach in that capacity as well.
Yeah, I love this. So this is, I'm excited about all these things. I'm really, really excited about this. I also would like to have you or invite you. I will invite you on his behalf onto Will Carr's podcast. It's called Will Carr Speaks. He's great. He's in government. He's going to be running for governor in 4 years. And so we will need people like you for the campaign to help us
Yes.
speak eloquently in ways where more people can hear the heart of the message of what Will's talking about. He's also, a very good friend, was introduced by Yvel. Yvel is literally a matchmaker, literally. Thank you for Amanda. I appreciate it, Yvel. This man is amazing. So a big shout out to Let's Do Podcast. So what, I almost don't even know where to approach it. There's so much cool stuff here. Let's go super high level. What have you learned doing this consultation of super high level, and then we can kind of dial in deeper of things that are cross-referential for any of it, whether it's land development, government, legal, of what are some of the common themes around some of the, I love this concept of civil discourse, discoursing civilly. I don't know, high level, and then we can drill in. Or however you feel comfortable talking about this, you can tell me.
Yeah, so I would start with the type of people that are kind of attracted to this industry and or to the work, to the public discourse. Okay. Honestly, government power, which I know you like discussing, attracts psychopaths.
Yes.
My meetings that I host a ton of meetings. I've probably hosted over 1,000 meetings.
Wow.
Or spoke at over 1,000 meetings.
Wow, that is a lot.
Public meetings.
Wow, okay.
They attract psychopaths. Any person looking for power is going to gravitate toward
positions of power.
Of power, public forums, opportunities to be heard, opportunities to influence. That's not to say that everyone I deal with is a psychopath. That's not true at all. There are a lot of motives. There are a portion of people that are truly altruistic. That is what has kept me involved for, quite frankly, my entire career.
So we look at the Epstein situation. Clearly, this is a fact, right? So anyone who hears this about psychopaths, or what we'd say in the DSM, antisocial personality disorder or sociopathy, they are then not paying attention to the news. This is a hardline fact. Child abuse. A lot of people say there's cannibalism, it's wild, right? I know it's insane. Wild, absolutely wild. So this is a statement of fact, statement of truth, established, done. When you step into these spaces, how do you recognize those sociopathy or antisocial personality disorder? We also can look at the three dark triad of narcissism and Machiavellianism. And if you have one of three, you're a problem. You have two of three, you're a real problem. You have three of three, you're inside of the United States government.
Well, I do have a political science degree, and these are topics that we obviously discuss. World leaders throughout time, which I am not well-versed in at this point. Sure. I'm not reading political theory every single night. I do like to focus on, right now I'm reading Winston Churchill. I do like to focus on the positive role models that I wish to emulate. But over time, you really have to look at this objectively. I am passionate, but if I was emotionally attached and reactive to every situation, I would have cardiac arrest by now.
Right.
You really have to look at this objectively. I think you just kind of notice the patterns over time.
So let's say you're in a space, because this is a protocol that anyone can use. How do I tell because there's a difference between a predator and then a psychopath, right? I would consider myself a predator. I'm quite large, male, but it doesn't mean I need to be predacious. I need to prey on people, right? I can just be, nice to my daughter, nice to my friends, right? But someone who has either antisocial personality disorder, Machiavellianism, or narcissism, they will see other people as food and as tools to be used. So when you're in these spaces, how can you recognize that in them? How do you, do you feel it like a gut sense? Do you feel it in your heart? Feel it in your gut?
Absolutely. That's what I was going to say.
Great.
You can feel it.
Yeah.
I remember one time, this is the first time I was actually nervous speaking. I know that sounds crazy, but I have no amygdala at times when it comes to this public work, because I've been doing it so long. Exactly. You have to be very objective. I went up to the microphone, hundreds of people, angry crowd, and I needed to address this problem person who was causing problems. And so I got up to the mic And he said, "Hi, Grace. It's great to finally meet you."
Oh God.
And I was
Hello,
thinking,
Charisse. Yeah, right.
I have never met you, but this person, I could just feel it.
Right.
And over time, with everything that evolved, I was correct. But yeah, it's a gut feeling. And then depending on, some of these are common actors, people that show up at every meeting or every forum, or they're online. They really like this. They really like stirring the shit.
Right.
And
so because that's my understanding. I have a psych degree. It's a bachelor's, but I've studied it.
Okay.
It feeds them.
Exactly.
It feeds that narcissistic ego.
It is very obvious sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes at the beginning.
Yeah.
Sometimes at the beginning, there's so much charisma.
Yep.
And if this is an intelligent narcissist, I've fallen victim to it even somewhat recently, and I feel experienced in this.
Yeah.
So you just have to be careful. You have to be objective. You have to be detached when you're in this industry. And I mean, that translates over to civil discourse as well. One of the things that you need to make sure you do is emotionally regulate. Yeah. And one way to do that is just to stay objective and detached.
Yeah. Yeah. What it's bringing up for me, so I, as a 210-pound male, when I have that feeling, I then just will glom onto the person, right? Because it's safe for me, right?
Yeah.
I'm usually going to be much larger than them. And so I can then dominate them just by my presence. And then they will back down. And it's just like mammalian, one of these. A woman can't do that, right?
Yeah.
Not in the same way.
Yeah.
And so that strategy for me, I get enough surface area and then I get enough information. If I think that this person is a predator, and I have sensors for that, usually around child abuse, I can tell if someone is interested in children just because I was preyed upon as a child and I have a daughter. So I track for these things. I can get real close and they freak out and then they will leave. And I'll then usually signal to the appropriate things that there is a signal that this is a unsafe person. Highly effective for a large male. For a female in public service, what do you then do?
Yeah, no, I know what approach you're talking about, and I've seen that with other men.
Yep.
And I've actually noticed that quite a bit recently. Men will get a little more aggressive with the situation. I don't.
Yeah, well, it's not safe to.
It doesn't feel safe.
Yeah.
It wasn't until recent years, I've been doing this a long time. I've been doing this my whole career. It wasn't until recent years that fight or flight started being triggered in me. The longer I do it, for some reason, the more challenging it becomes. And maybe it's because I've had all those experiences of being publicly attacked, of being in unsafe situations with 100 angry people and one of me.
Yeah.
But I want to flee when that happens.
Yes.
I don't. I am pretty empathetic. I'm pretty intuitive, especially as a female. So really, again, I try to pause. I try to be objective. And if anything, I try to have empathy and understand the other person's perspective.
Sure. Even if it's the psychopath in this case.
If it's a psychopath, the empathy is not going to get me very far.
Right. Well, that can be used against you as a tool, as a chink in the armor to then, harm.
There are times when you do need to avoid, or you should avoid. I know more now that I've known in the past, but I've dealt with legitimate stalking situations when I was in government. And the approach was to avoid. Yeah. There have been multiple times where I've been afraid for my life because of some of these people and what they have caused.
Yeah.
But yeah, in that situation, you avoid. But you're going to end up having to deal with people like this and situations like this if you're going to be in this space.
How do you then call upon aid of whether it's law enforcement, trusted friends, colleagues to then resource you? And then I would say, and it doesn't necessarily have to be like a doxing thing, but around what I do with my daughter, if there are usually younger males at her school, and she goes to a great school. BCSAS is fantastic, but she had an issue where there was this young boy that like pinned her up against a wall and choked her. Like she's in third grade. It's crazy.
Wow.
And so she told the teacher, told the principal, told us, and was able to then get help. And our principal was amazing, and everything was taken care of. Again, BCSS is fantastic, but she was able to get that aid. Yeah. So I've helped her along with her mother and her teachers and her friends, to her older friends, adults, to reach out and get that help. But it's my understanding that these predators and the sociopathy predators will try to find people, usually women, who don't necessarily know how to do that, or just are not resourced well.
Yeah.
So what do you do, and what kind of suggestions would you give to others where they can then get that aid and do it visibly in front of the other person, to know it's not just me? In Japanese, the word is hitori, one person alone. I have at my side these other people, and some of them may be large males. And with a shovel in their garage.
Yeah. That is so interesting that you bring that up. I have never thought about it that way. When I was in government, at least I had a team around me. I did start requesting police presence.
Yep.
Back in 2019, it started getting pretty bad. Death threats.
Yep.
I was afraid for my life. Other people on my team were afraid for their lives. And I started requesting police presence when I was at town hall alone after hours. I started requesting police escorts because there were just such big crowds of angry people.
Right.
Other than that, funny enough, I'm an independent woman, and I think that is and was apparent to everyone.
Yep.
So it makes a lot of sense. I did not have a lot of resources. Talking with family and friends about this kind of thing is just not helpful. They don't have the first clue
or the context to understand.
As to what goes into this. Obviously, talking to my colleagues in similar same situations is helpful. It doesn't necessarily provide any level of safety.
Right.
I will tell you, after an experience about 2 years ago where I was at a public meeting by myself, had a large angry crowd show up. They weren't threatening to kill me or anything like that, but they were publicly attacking me, insulting me. It definitely activated my fight or flight. And I realized I shouldn't be doing this alone anymore.
Right.
I probably need a team. I'm definitely like, I can handle this. I can handle 20 angry people. I've been doing it for 10 years. So
that stays in your nervous system. I mean, that's in you. Yeah, sorry to interrupt you.
No, it's true. That's why I think for me, when I was younger, completely fearless, no amygdala whatsoever. But the more you have these experiences, it does make an impression on your nervous system. Unfortunately, back in 2019, I didn't know as much about the nervous system, chronic stress, and mental health as I know today. So today, I really work hard to make sure that I am not having micro traumas that are going to impact my ability to perform in the future. But I'm still trying to repair some of the damage from the past. But yes, making sure that I do have support around me. Funny enough, back to the cold plunge. This is why I'm so huge on cold plunge and, biohacking for performance. The first time I had felt support in such a long time, especially as a business owner, single consultant, where the buck stops with me, it was in a cold plunge at a fitness event. And I had so much support, people cheering me on. And I hadn't felt that since I can even remember years, maybe a decade. I have always been the boss. So I have never really had any of that. And having that support, I realized, and making sure I'm surrounding myself with support when possible, it's really powerful. I can't rely on it, but it really does help.
I wonder what can be done in these public places. And as many of us are now, I think the Epstein situation is horrible. It is literally like nightmare quality, like nightmare fuel. The worst out of the worst that I've seen, right? Like satanic ritual abuse. It's crazy. I have clients who've gone through, and I've worked with clients, but it's like now out in the open. What can we do? And Will Carr's going to be part of this. What can we do to then resource people like you, public servants who are female, beautiful women who's just trying to do her job, right? And then there are literal predators who kill people and potentially also eat them, Jeffrey Dahmer style. But like, this is the world we live in, right? Like, we have to talk about this crazy shit, right? So then these people can be safe, and women don't have to be, they can be the strong, badass boss bitch, yes, but not alone, right? And so what would you say, where is the need there? Is there like friends, a not-for-profit? Does there need to be some sort of organizational change so women can do their job with the understanding that there are predacious people that want to harm people and are harming people in the shadows? What do you need, I guess, is my question.
That's a great question. I think it depends on the location. So I think about the different locations, and you might be talking local politics, you might be talking state politics, you might be talking national politics, and it's going to be different everywhere. My early experiences were in rural politics, not female friendly. And I just had to develop a really tough skin and a really strict facade. And yeah, so I don't know if I can be the one to give advice on that.
I think you're the perfect person to give advice. And I think that armoring is really important. I just had another person on my podcast, and I'm armored as well. And she's a priestess. She does cacao ceremonies. We will invite you. Amanda and I are going to be hosting. It's going to be amazing. And she said, Light, I understand why you felt you needed that armoring around your heart. She's like, I can see it. She's like in a trance state. She's not like, she's just drinking cacao. It's chocolate. And she's like, I invite you to let that armor go. And to just have that open heart. Now, it's easy for me as a 220-pound male. Like, I wouldn't want to fuck with me, right? But for, I don't know, like a $115, like you're a small human. My daughter's a small human. That's a big ask. It's a big ask. And I don't think that these people need to be alone. I don't think my daughter needs to be alone. I don't think my friends need to be alone. I don't think you need to be alone in these spaces. But we've been conditioned to think that we have to. And I believe it's the purpose of community and just normal life in society that's not predacious or whatever is the disease that we're currently inflicted with. And the people like you who have been very strong can also then help other women and men, everyone, have a strong skin or a boundary when needed, when you go up and you do public speaking. But then when you come back and you come back behind enemy lines to the saunas and proverbial and literal to then be able to relax and calm your nervous system. And so I think in a moment we can transition talking about some of those wellness techniques that you are a subject matter expert in. And the reason I say this is because you've had to do this to literally heal these parts of yourself and adapt and integrate this stuff. But I guess I feel like there's still a thread here of like, you are doing this work. You are a frontline, I don't want to say soldier, but whatever it is in this work, you're doing it. Like, I have researched you. I have looked you up online. I followed your social media. I know this. What do you need to continue doing this work well so you are safe, and not just safe, but resourced?
Well, it all starts inside. And I am huge on meditation. I am huge on mindset. That is number one. So yes, you can have all this support around you and all these other resources. That's great. Like I said, it's great. It does make a big difference, but you're not always going to have that. So you need to work on yourself. And maybe that's a female thing, right? Something doesn't go perfect in the world. I come back and I'm like, okay, well, what's within my control? I can work on myself. I can work on what's on the inside. For me, starting off young, ambitious, fearless, no amygdala, dealt with a lot of semi-traumatic situations, got off path, not just from my experiences, but also with the fact that I'm a COVID long hauler, what that did to my brain and my nervous system. And I had to kind of deconstruct where I started and figure out how to get back on that path. And it really came down to mindset. So being able, it's all in the mind. I don't take any kind of SSRIs, SSNIs. I don't take any beta blockers before I speak.
Yeah. Those are all poisons in my opinion, just to be very honest with you.
Yeah. It's all, the whole time, even when I was having emergency heart rate notifications going off on me when I was in front of crowds for a while because I felt so unsafe. I knew it was all in the mind. I had a public hearing Tuesday, not a problem, right? You can get back to that point and not a lot of support. So
what does this support piece look like? Everything, just to hold a mirror, and I agree with everything you're saying. It's all very individual of you resourcing yourself, which is the most important piece. Where does community fall into this? I'm basically trying to say there are people here in the world that want to help you do the work that you're doing. Will Carr is one of them. I'm one of them. There's others too. And we're basically gathering people together to fucking end child abuse in our government. This is insane. It's It's crazy, right? These are not
Mhm.
necessarily people who want power. I don't want power. Like, it fucking sounds like a lot of work. To be very
It
honest,
is.
I want
Yeah.
to go to the gym. I want to spend time with my kid. I want to play pinball, But like, here we are,
Yeah,
right? Here we
yeah.
are. And so what would community look like for you and the other frontline people trying to do this work?
You need to have your own kind of community and network, and it's really built authentically.
Mm-hmm.
This is not networking. This is not like going to a networking event or following someone on LinkedIn.
Right.
So I am really fortunate that, first of all, I've been in the industry for over 10 years now. I have people I can call and we have really good mutual respect. Even like, I was thinking about this the other day. I'm new to wellness. I've been in government for my entire career. In government, I have some real ride or dies. These are some real ride or dies in this industry, and they are there. And you really need to be an authentic, genuine, unmotivated person over time to develop those in-depth connections. But what has helped me lately is just knowing I do have people that I can call to get advice from, or at least speak to just kind of feel like we're supported. Connection is extremely important to me. Again, another thing I realized recently after years of trying to do it all on my own, connection is extremely important. So,
well, you have a friend in me, okay?
Thank you.
So you can call me. Seriously.
I appreciate
and
that.
I know Will is the same. So do you feel the organization that you mentioned, this other I forget the name of it. Is that a good example of one of these communities?
Oh, yes. Anti-Fragile Social Club. Yes. Now, I am not the lead of that. I filled in for the lead while he's been out of state the past, for months now, I guess. But there's a book called Anti-Fragile. That's what he developed this off of. And the people that are attracted to this social club where we just sit and talk. We don't post it on Instagram. We don't record anything. You can talk about whatever the heck you want. These are the coolest people that you could find.
Sounds great.
You should.
All right,
that show up
Yvel,
to
we're
this.
going. You ready? All right, he's nodding his head.
And I have never felt more safe. I'm not like a safe space person, right? I'm kind of a hard ass.
Sure.
But I have never felt more safe just being myself and talking about things. And people in this group, they all have different perspectives on things. But we're all able to discuss. We all have the same kind of motivation, which is making ourselves better. And then I think benefiting from the community around that, especially the face-to-face community. I mean, that makes a big difference.
It's real. Yeah, you've got to spend time with people. It's my understanding, and you have done coaching with them, and you've given like seminars there too.
Essentially leading, facilitating discussions, pulling together philosophy, neuroscience, peer-reviewed studies to support discussions and perspectives on stress management. What does it really mean to be busy? We have discussed, of course, civil discourse.
All of those things. I want to hear about all of them. Of those, and maybe some of the civil discourse, because I think that's pertinent. What have been some of the greatest learnings that you've had and then been able to share to that group?
Well, one perspective I got was from someone actually in that group, so I want to credit him for that. Sure. He is actually a pastor, I think. And his big point on civil discourse was, especially if you have mutual respect with someone, curiosity.
I love it.
Entering the conversation with curiosity. And think about it. If we're talking, let's say we already know someone, it's a family, it's a friend, it's colleague, you have respect for them, let's say. Aren't you curious about their perspective? I want to know what you think, and I want to know why. I'm curious. Why would I get offended by how you feel? So I really like that. Now, if you don't have that mutual respect, you can still be curious about someone.
I mean, and not to be weird, I'm curious about the sociopaths, right? Seriously, I'm highly curious.
Yes.
Now, I'm curious because I want to tag them and bag them, right? Isolate them. And I don't mean bag them as in kill them. It's not
I didn't think you did.
Yeah. Well, part of me does though. So I'm letting that part, I'm doing IFS. I'm letting that part go to the side. Okay. But understanding what motivates them, so we as a culture can help them heal and really just separate them from healthy humans. So with that level of curiosity, I guess there's so many places I want to go here. What are some of the other really cool things that you've shared and coached in this group? We'll make it more, I guess, about the group. I kind of want to have people that maybe are hearing this like, wow, I want to join this thing. What else could they expect?
I'm trying to remember. A couple things that I led included fear.
Okay.
And, the human condition.
Yeah.
And moving through the fear. And we talked about fear in general, how to continue to perform, deconstructed fear from all angles.
Was there like a good example from a time that you were very fearful and then was able to overcome that? You have like a story. This is like the thing you're like, I don't want to talk about myself. So you feel like next.
I know that I do. I've had so many. I'll give you an example. The big thing for me has been my public speaking.
Yeah.
I have to speak in public all the time. I spoke Tuesday. I have another public hearing this next Tuesday.
Yeah.
And as I mentioned, I've probably done this for sure over 1,000 times.
I see you as like, I'm a speaker. I've done live stage performances. I'm a performer. I'm charismatic. I see you as like the shining light of this. And so it's interesting for me, like the fear, like where does that come? I'm curious where that would come from for you. And then like, how can we hold that, look at that, and then let that transform into excitement?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been a journey. So no amygdala. And then really what happened is I went through some honestly traumatic stuff with my work, with dealing with some of these type of people.
Yeah.
And it lasted a long time. It wasn't acute. It became chronic. I didn't handle it the right way. You don't know what you don't know.
We maybe didn't know how to handle it.
I had no idea. I didn't know I even needed to handle it.
Right.
And over time, that kind of starts breaking you down. In the meantime, I got COVID.
Yeah.
COVID can really mess with your brain and nervous system. And all of a sudden, I noticed that I'm in public forums. And one time, a couple years ago, I had a panic attack in the middle of a public forum, not visibly. I didn't leave, and I was completely by myself. And that's the time when I'm like, okay, I need to start bringing some support with me.
Right.
But I had family and friends say, Grace, this is too much stress. I am a COVID long hauler dealing with a lot of health issues. Maybe you should look at doing something else. Maybe you shouldn't provide this service to your clients, whatever. And I was like, absolutely not. I was TED Talk level before I got sick. I am going to figure this out. And I think I have. I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty close.
There's some really good peptides out there. We'll get you healed up.
I don't know how I feel about peptides. Raw dogging it. It's all in the mind.
Yeah.
So I had to continue to move through that fear. I didn't want to quit. I didn't want to avoid it. Avoidance is not good for anxiety. Unless you know that you're not going to ever have to deal with that again. But really in life, I want to be publicly influential. I want to influence global policy. I don't know what I'm here to do, but I know I'm here to do something.
Yeah.
And one great way to be able to do that is to be able to speak publicly.
And on a podcast. I think your podcast would be fantastic. You're going to be able to reach a lot of people and help a lot of people.
Yeah.
I look forward to listening to it and learning.
Okay, thank you.
So I love what you're saying. It's all in the mind. I 100% agree with you. What are some of the practices that you do around body hacking and maybe less around nootropics, but from that focus of the mental mind connection, like the sauna, like red light, like you post your hikes and your runs on your social media? Yes.
So first of all, I consider everything biohacking.
Cool.
And I know that that's a buzzy, controversial word, but that makes me like it even more.
Yeah.
So
define it, your definition for us.
My definition, and this is kind of, I think, a mix though of other biohackers, is controlling your internal and external environment to optimize your biology.
Oh my God, I love it.
It is a control freak's dream to be a biohacker.
I know. I am very controlling. I learned to stop controlling other people and just control myself.
Yeah.
It's great.
It is.
Yeah.
But I do this with the goal of being mentally and physically resilient and adaptive.
Nice.
That is number one for me. So people, I think, assume, I just want to live to be 180 years old. No, I want to be able to get through day to day because I've experienced some really tough times the past 5 years. And I know that in life, I'm going to experience more.
Right.
So the mindset piece, as I mentioned, the meditation's huge. That would be number one.
Cool.
I meditate probably 2 hours a day.
Do you? Oh my God. That's
at
amazing.
least.
That's amazing.
And I mean every day.
Yeah.
I mean
yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah.
I mean Saturday.
Yeah.
I mean every single day.
I am also an avid meditator. It is really hard for people to do it regularly. Will you share your, well, your eyes go wide, but the percentage of people, I've lived in Buddhist monasteries. I went to Naropa. I'm a meditation instructor. Very few people, that dedication, particularly in our society, is really challenged. Will you share a bit about your meditation practice? And
Sure.
Yeah, please.
There are so many different ways to meditate. I'm fortunate that I'm self-employed and I have this privilege to be able to do this. Even if you're not, though, there are ways to prioritize these. So one thing, the first thing that comes to mind is I lay down in the middle of the day with a castor oil pack because that's really good for putting you into parasympathetic and it does other things for your body too. For at least an hour, hour and a half, and do different kinds of meditations, sometimes some mindful meditations. I like the Calm app. And also I love Joe Dispenza.
Yeah, he's
great.
I
love quantum meditations. So I do a lot of that. So yeah, every day for an hour, hour and a half, middle of the day, I do that. That just kind of resets my mind, allows me to go into the afternoon work day with a clear mind, allows me to go into my afternoon workout as well. I journal whenever I feel compelled to journal. Sometimes that's in the morning, sometimes that's in the night. And
do you do like handwritten pen and
handwritten
paper?
pen and paper journaling. And I don't save it. It's not to like record my day. It's literally to get stuff out. Sometimes I'm trying to rewire my brain and I'm journaling what went well. Lately, what I'm trying to do is how did I win the week? How did I win the month? Because I don't want to feel like I'm living life and I'm not winning.
I love that.
In my own eyes because I'm really hard on myself. So that's something good to do if you're also really hard on yourself.
So I in my coaching program, I call it celebrating the wins. So
yes, exactly. Intentionally doing that. Running, hiking. So running, I do AM cardio every day, running, walking, or hiking. A lot of times it's running. And that is really when I work on my self-beliefs. So sometimes I'm running, especially again with chronic health issues, and I'm like, I'm going to die. I'm going to drop dead right here on the side of the road. And I'm like, you know what? So what? Someone will help me.
Yeah, there you go.
If I pass out, someone will help me. That's the mentality I want. I don't want to be worried about these things. And then, I'm like, I can't do this. I'm not strong enough. And then what if I am strong enough? What if I am strong enough? So literally on my runs, I'm just coaching myself the entire time.
Would that be kind of almost like a form of like neuro-linguistic of rewriting what your mental kind of like interior default mode network self-talk
definitely is? Yeah. And it's really choosing the story and the facts that you want to believe. Right. Because it may be true that I could pass out, may be true that I won't. Which one do I want to believe? Yeah.
And society, particularly if it's being run by psychopaths, they want you to believe one narrative. And I think we should write our own destiny because what is internal, we get to decide, and then we can make that manifest externally.
It really helps with confidence. Yeah. It really helps with confidence. And then hiking. On my Instagram, I have this series, Why Hiking is the Greatest Biostack of All Time, because I think that there are just endless benefits to hiking. I love hiking. I grew up in the mountains. We're in Colorado. I wish I could hike every day. I totally would. You're in Boulder, so you can hike every day. Yeah. But I meditate while hiking too. So anytime I'm outside doing any kind of cardio, I am probably doing some form of meditation. I also do anchor meditations, which I've actually never spoke about or posted about. But I developed this over 2 years. And you have a lot of nerve endings in your fingers. And so I put my finger and my thumb together and I do this while walking, running, hiking. You have EMDR happening with your eyes and saying positive affirmations, but not just affirmations, getting into that feeling. So I do it when I'm feeling good. I don't do it when I'm feeling bad because I'm trying to develop this as an anchor. And so I am calm. I am at ease. I am grateful. I am content. I am present. And I've been doing this for 2 years. For at one point, I was probably doing an hour each day. So now anytime I'm in a stressful situation, I just put my finger and thumb together.
You have that neural link.
And you
amazing.
You regulate. Yep.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's basically a mudra. So you've created a mudra.
Totally.
And you've created a new default mode network around all that positive self-talk, that confidence. And so then boom, you lock it in.
Exactly.
I mean, it's like Naruto, doing but like legit. Yeah. That's great.
Yes. And then chakra meditations. Love chakra meditations. You don't need a nap. You don't need anything for that. I usually do that in the evening and meditate on each chakra point. And then the other meditation, like I said, I do a lot of meditation every day, is tapping, EFT.
And are you tapping here?
EFT tapping. So tapping on all the points.
Okay.
You do have collarbone points. Okay. And it moves energy through your body and moves emotions through your body. And for me, it has made a huge difference, especially in times of stress, especially when I don't feel well. Typically, when I get sick, I try to be 100% drug-free, supplement-free. This is the kind of stuff I do to get it out of my system and let my body heal.
Right. So I am like in such respect. I'm just going to mirror back kind of like what I'm experiencing here. You've been through incredibly difficult and challenging public service, public speaking situations with people literally threatening to kill you. This is the thing that exists in our planet. As at one point was so intense and overwhelming that it debilitated you, and you then got COVID, and the COVID shots are all crazy, and it's like everything's insane, right?
Yeah.
Long haul COVID, had a panic attack, still was able to maintain composure because you were a badass bitch, and that's a compliment.
Thank you.
I have my daughter say, "What are you, Daddy? I'm a badass bitch." Yes, you are. Yeah. And then I say, and I have her say, "And I don't take no shit from anybody, except I do listen to my daddy." I'm like, "Good, that one. You should also still listen to me and your mother too." So you were able to have the panic attack, total dysregulation, but then regulate, and are now and are continuing to have an entire cornucopia of practices to bring yourself back to yourself and strengthen yourself to continue to meet these challenges that are there from a strong place. Even when other friends and family are saying, maybe you shouldn't do this work, say, no, I'm going to do this work. I believe in this work. It's important and clearly needs to be done, and I can do it in a strong way. And you are surrounding yourself with community, like the organization that you mentioned, and making new friends out in the community. You can get some big angel Nephilim to help you. What a service to anyone, male or female, but particularly to women. There's so many spiritual teachers out there that are male. I'm one of them, right? And that's great for us, right? I have a very masculine approach. Works well for guys. It works well for women too. But for a strong woman to then be able to share these things with other women, and not to knock the bolder new age scene, but not like covered in robes and, mala beads and like incense all over the place. And I do all of those things. So I'm not saying that in a negative way, but very practical. Hey, this is a situation. Here's the response. This is the medicine to heal this particular ill. And I got nothing wrong with. I lit like 5 different types of incense last night with my kid, and it was doing. Like we didn't have mala beads out, but I had my crystals out. So I am very much still of that ilk. But there are many people who want to have the biohacking part, and it's not devoid of the heart. Everything that you're saying is still of that heart, of the chakra system, of the energy system. You're literally describing mudras. That is what a mudra is, and you're doing that. So how can people learn from you from this? Like how can they get this from you? How can they receive this information from you?
From me?
From you specifically.
Reach out to me.
Okay.
Or follow me on Instagram.
Okay.
I haven't gotten too deep into the woo-woo.
Yeah.
To you, this is probably not woo-woo.
Not at all.
To other people, it is.
Yeah.
Woo-woo is a spectrum.
Yeah.
I am definitely woo-woo. My Instagram says I'm left of ass-free. That's essentially what that means.
Yeah.
But honestly, I do have people reach out to me all the time.
Yeah.
And so while I have 300 followers, I have connections
it's going to be 300,000.
Most of them.
But I'm going to very gently share what I appear to be a self-limiting belief around that. And I know that you maybe see a low number count. Let it go. You have
I'm
such.
I'm okay with it
Okay,
though.
okay.
I am okay with it
Okay.
because I have really personal connections with people.
Yeah.
And I do have people reach out to me, especially women, primarily women,
Yeah.
on these type of issues, especially when people start going through tough times.
Yeah.
That's when they become open.
Yeah.
If I wouldn't have gone through tough times, I never would have discovered this path. So that is one really good benefit, because I'm like, how could I have operated the way I operated for the rest of my life?
Yeah.
I love that I have these new practices now, but I think that's when people become more open, when they go through, I feel like the common thing right now, unfortunately, is when they go through a divorce or they go through a breakup, something tough like that.
Or death in the family. Yeah.
Yeah. And they need to regulate and they need to just something to help with their suffering. And that's where I am an expert. I'm an expert at suffering. I'm also Catholic. We're really good at suffering.
And healing suffering and exorcisms too.
Oh God. No. No.
So from this perspective, is part of your coaching program, do you have like a formalized thing where you share this with, like how
as part of my coaching program?
Yeah.
I don't have a coaching program.
Oh, yet. Maybe not yet. I feel like the
I
budding
do.
of a
I am, again, so back to my consulting company.
Yeah, okay.
I do coaching with my consulting, obviously. I am a consultant. I'm a PIO, and I also have a whole career in coaching executives and business leaders, clients, government
What if
officials.
someone came to you and said, wow, I see this strong, powerful woman who has mastered these skills and I want to learn that thing?
They just need to reach out to me.
Okay.
I'll send them an entire dissertation on whatever they want to know.
Okay.
And again, I do post on social media. I do have my biohacking company called Stackhouse. It's pretty new.
Okay.
And that's really my Instagram is my Instagram.
Right.
But through the lens of I'm developing this company behind the scenes.
Tell us more about the company.
So right now, Stackhouse Biohacking Company focused on biostacking, focused on lifestyle, focused on sustainability, not just tech and supplements per se, but how do you stack? Because everyone is bio-individual. Right now, what I'm doing that's public facing are community challenges. So I do have some national brands that I partner with, but I also have some local companies in the wellness area that I partner with. Right now, we have a February ice challenge where everyone's doing cold showers, and my partner is actually here out of Boulder, Ember and Ice. Yeah. And I also have done steps competition where everyone gets steps as many as they can over a month and gets prizes. That's what I'm doing that's public facing at the moment while I work on some other business plans behind the scenes. But I do plan on having this company long term in it for the long game with this. Yeah.
What are some of, and you may not want to share yet until it's ready. It's totally okay. So like, stay tuned. But what are some of the other business opportunities within the company or other offerings are you considering? And it's okay.
I don't want to share too much, but definitely looking at some policy issues, getting more involved with, and then some women's health initiatives. Okay. I will start doing a newsletter eventually here. Sure. I know you want me to start doing a podcast.
I do. I really do.
Might do a local focused podcast. Okay. But yeah, I think my next thing would
Why do you think I want you to do a podcast?
Because you're the one who...
No, but why? Why do you think I want that? I'm curious.
I don't know. You're just a supportive human.
Okay. That is one reason.
Yeah.
So look at it through my lens. If it's cool, like you want to do like a little fun exercise. Sure. Why does Lightstone want you to do a podcast, do you think?
I just think it's because you're supportive. I don't know. You tell me.
You can ask.
Why?
Lightstone,
why do you want me to do a podcast?
Because I feel I am out talking to so many people. Right. I am like, and I consume so much information on the internet. Boom, 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 boom. I literally, Yvelle like has to tell me to not book the studio because I do so many interviews, and we are going to have a show over here. So I'm interacting with, and not to speak ill of any of the people that I've had on the show. They're all fantastic. You are so unique. You seriously, I have not seen another you before.
Thank you.
And I have full faith you're going to do great. I'm not worried about it. It's not like you need me to tell you things. No, but I also have seen, it's kind of like you had an issue, you solve that issue, and now you have some good byproducts of that and you share with people. I can see some of the ways in which you can disseminate information effectively, and you're already doing it so well in your social media. Like, I enjoy your social media.
Thank you.
But I like and comment on your social media because I actually like it. I enjoy consuming it.
Mm-hmm.
And if I like it, I mean, I think I've got great taste. So I think it's then great. I think that you will do really well in the form of a podcast because it's not just about interviews. I also just do videos where I'm recording the camera of just sharing. And that doesn't need to land for everybody. But for people that lands with, I get messages. They're like, oh my God, I feel like you were talking to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, if you feel that, then I was. Because I'm literally talking to the camera, sharing, this is what I went through during this thing. This is what I went through during this.
I like that. Yeah.
And they're like, they're like, I swear to God, you were speaking to me. The only person was only me. I'm like, it's you and a subset of other people that are like us, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there are other people like you that haven't probably been through the transitions that you've gone through.
Yeah.
They've had that hardship, but they don't meditate for 2 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
And for whatever reason you do, and it's due to your innate quality, and I believe in reincarnation and woo-woo stuff, right? But that can all be real, but we can then focus on right here, how do you then get that information in front of other people?
Yeah.
Because literally there are, not like, trigger warning, child rapists in our government that run the fucking government. Not the whole thing, but huge sections. This is bad. Lightstone thinks this is bad.
Yeah.
And so we need to bring together good people who arguably don't want to do it. Like I don't want to be in government. That sounds horrible. And honestly, I don't want to really talk to a coalition of a bunch of people who are mad at me. You know, like I already do that. It's nice to be like on the other side of the camera. I just block people on the internet. Be like, no, not going to do it. Not going to do it. But you are called to that service. And there are going to be other people that are called to different aspects of that service too. And particularly women who are strong, but also like, fuck, this is hard. I don't really know what to do. I've got COVID. I've got this other stuff. I've got hormonal things. I don't want to take drugs. And maybe I don't want to take peptides or whatever it is. But they can look at you and say, wow, she's doing something amazing. How can I learn?
Yeah. I mean, I do need to and or want to do a better job getting information out. But of course, I have some imposter syndrome. I just feel like I got out of survival mode in December.
Right.
That's 2 months ago.
How many other people feel that way too?
Yeah.
Everybody's feeling like they're going crazy. Serious. The world is a crazy place.
The world is a crazy place.
It's a crazy place right now.
Yeah.
And it's like, in my opinion, we can't wait to have everything perfect.
It's so true.
It just is
Can't
what
wait.
it is right now.
That's definitely my thing. Is I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
But what's ready look like?
I don't know.
It does. There's no ready.
I know.
It's like
I know.
You
You're speaking in the choir right now.
You don't have a child, right?
No, I don't.
So I have a daughter.
I don't have a boyfriend.
Okay.
I don't have a dog.
Okay. Well, I'm sure that when the time is right, that you will be able to land that real. I'm just saying.
Appreciate that.
I'm just saying. So when you have a child, you're not ready. There's no ready. You can read all the books. You can buy all the baby stuff. You can get all the diapers in the universe. You're not ready. And you have to become ready through the becoming. And it's the becoming ready that you then do the thing.
Yep.
And you realize I was not ready then, and I'm still not even really ready now, because every day is different and changes and evolves.
Yeah.
And it's surfing that wave. And sometimes you fall under. Hopefully you have a partner to grab you, and you know, sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. And then sometimes the two surfboards go off and whatever, they communicate through cell phone and text. I'm talking about my relationship with my ex-wife and having a child. There's no ready, in my opinion. And so for you, I would say you are ready. You're here, totally composed, talking about amazing things, doing amazing things, sharing amazing things. So I knight you.
I feel like I'm in a coaching session right now. You are the coach.
The Stone Protocol with Lightstone.
Welcome to my life coaching session.
Yeah. So what have you learned from your life coaching session? How are you going to apply this to save the world from predation?
I think that I can and will do a better job of getting information out there. A little more professionally too.
Okay. What does that look like, brass tacks, as a protocol person? What are you going to do specifically?
Well, I've already
Have a
started
podcast with Let's Do
structuring.
Podcasts with you about.
Already started structuring my days a little more strictly.
Okay.
I'm telling you, especially as someone who's self-employed and as a biohacker,
Yeah.
I'm just
do
like,
you want some? Do you want some of this? It's
I do not.
Oh, okay. It's the bison talent.
I'm not into the animal.
I know, it's great. You don't have to be. Totally okay.
I do support it.
Yeah.
I just personally don't use it.
So brass tacks, what are you going to do logistically?
So logistically, I've already restructured this. I'm not going to lie. I'm being open here. Part of the reason I've been holding off and I've been kind of rebelling against myself is because I am a strong, single, independent woman. And I'm like, I know myself. If I dive into some of these things with both of my companies, I have two. Am I ever going to get married? I'm not even dating.
You will find someone else. You will find a peer.
When you're in your flow, I think.
Yes.
So I've been holding myself back because from my experience, a lot of men don't like ambitious women.
A lot of stupid men.
I know.
A lot of
I understand
stupid
that now.
men.
Yeah.
A lot of stupid men don't like smart and ambitious women.
Yeah.
We need to be very clear about that.
So, I mean.
And do you want to be with a stupid man? I feel
no.
like I'm talking to my daughter now. No,
for
you
a
do
while
not.
there, though, I was thinking, I'm like, as a strong woman, I want a man who can lead me. I want a man who is stronger.
Or maybe hold your hand as you
than
walk
I
side
am.
by side towards whatever
At
goals.
least a partner.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
And for a while, I was like, I don't know if that's going to be possible. I just have to
It's-
have that
it's
abundant
totally,
mindset.
It's totally possible.
Yeah.
But you thinking maybe that you're not ready to follow your dreams.
Well, I've been holding back because I've been like, all right, I want to wait for that partner because what if I'm building his empire for him?
That sounds like a lot of work.
I'm all about the work.
But what if you built your empire and he's building his empire and you both coalesce your empires together?
Yeah.
But focusing on you, because then you magnetize to you, right?
No, I agree. I would agree with that 100%.
You magnetize
That
to you.
is for sure. And I need to be in my flow, right? And I am definitely existing energy. I'm not chasing energy. But yeah, I kind of just held back a little bit. So that was me rebelling against myself. But what I really do feel called to do is work. Even after I get married and have kids, I do want to do that.
Yeah.
But it's a milestone. That's not the end of the road for me. So I'm restructuring my days. I am not going to just be getting NAD IV therapy all day, every day, and then doing red light therapy all day and then meditating. I'll still meditate, but just kind of cracking down on myself and getting a little more oriented with both these companies again.
Where's the joy in that?
I like working.
I
You
do
know
too.
that you get dopamine working toward
Yeah.
a goal.
Yeah.
Just with the perspective that work is not everything in life, that other things do matter. Connection throughout that whole experience, like I said, is really important for me. The strange thing, and it's good, it's evolving. I have to remind myself, I've had my biohacking company for literally less than a year, and I've been in politics for over a decade. So, I have so many ride or dies in government and politics. In wellness, it's just not the same. It's a totally different industry. And I'm meeting some really cool people. Don't get me wrong. I've met a lot of really cool people, but it's really just finding the right connections in that space, just like I have with my other industry.
So what is your 1 month, 3 month, 6 month, 1 year
I
plan?
really am in a coaching session right now, aren't I?
I'm trying to activate a goddess angel. I'm literally trying to activate you to go and do good things in the world.
1 month is just kind of cracking down, getting my shit together. I always feel like I have to get my shit together. That's why I'm doing that journaling.
Okay.
3 months. Within 3 months, I think I'll make some moves.
Okay.
6 months.
Did you see those clearly, those moves? Do you know what they look like?
I'm not going to discuss my business plans.
You don't have
no.
to. That's why I didn't ask what they were. I asked, do you know what they look like? Do you know?
Maybe.
Okay.
Right here on the spot.
That's okay.
Tough.
So then understand what those moves are and make them. Okay.
Make them. That's the key, right?
Yep.
Make them.
Are you making the commitment to make them?
Yes.
Are you making the commitment to make them?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to hold you to it.
Okay.
Okay. So then what's next? You make some moves.
6 months. I'm in it. I think.
Okay.
6
Not
months,
I
I'm
think.
in it.
You will be in it. In 6 months, you will be in something in 6 months.
Yeah.
What do you want to be in? You get to decide. You're a strong, badass bitch.
I know. No, just I would say activation with both these items.
Okay. You now have bison tallow on your hand. Sorry.
Great.
You can wipe it off.
It's okay. It's not that bad.
Okay. So 6 months you'll be in it. And then in 1 year.
In 1 year, I better be married.
Okay. All right. I love it. Okay.
I'll tell you, I had 2 goals and I just achieved them, which is why my mind is true. This is perfect timing because today's Thursday. Tuesday night was another test for me with at my public hearing. Can I go in there and do my thing the way I always have been able to do? I did it a week ago. And of course I was like, I'm not sure. Was that real? Am I really ready? Did I really overcome this? And I'm like, let's test this again. And then I did. I'm like, okay, this is the breakthrough that I have been wanting, was in that public speaking, was in that confidence. And the only other breakthrough I want right now is to get married.
It's great. It's great. And so hold on to that and magnetize my suggestion, magnetize to you when you are in that joy, doing that good work in the face of the ultimate darkness.
I agree.
That is here.
Yeah. No, I agree. You can't be out there. And I really am very open when it comes to that. You can't be out there chasing. I'm not on dating apps.
You don't need to chase, but you're in this, you will be in the spheres and are in the spheres, and you magnetize that to you.
You got to be in your flow, being yourself. I'm all about becoming too.
Yeah.
Being yourself.
That's been my experience. So as your friend and ally member against predation and darkness and child abuse and all the bad things, how can I support you for each of these milestones?
I just want to have you in my orbit.
You will.
That's all that matters.
Check. But how can I be a feedback loop for you to help you hold yourself accountable to these benchmarks? Month 1, we just focus on month 1, month 3. How can I be supportive and hold you to this?
You already are.
I know, but what commitments are you making that I can then mirror back? So what's in it look like? So month 1 in it. What does that look like? How will you know that you are like done that check and ready to move on to your next thing?
I don't need to know that. I train myself like a dog.
Okay.
So if I say I'm readjusting my schedule to focus more on work during the day, hopefully that means I'm working less nights and weekends.
Okay.
The only reason I work nights and weekends is because I fuck around too much during the day.
So then as your friend, I can then check in with you, and friendship for me involves texting and, being in a person's orbit. I would like you then to let me know how this progress is going.
Okay.
How does that sound?
That sounds good.
And you just to update me.
Okay.
And then to see how me and my network and Yavel's network, I would encourage you to have a podcast.
I know. I know where all of this is going.
And our network can help support you in that, because the work that you are doing in this world is vital. And there's not a lot of people who know how to do it well that aren't also psychopaths, which you are not.
I appreciate that.
Me too.
No, I'm the kind of person where if I commit to something, I commit to it fully.
Okay.
Right? Like anything I do, I show up to fully in life, right? Okay. You want me to be on podcasts? I'm like, okay, I got a hotel.
Yeah.
I got, doing all these things. Yeah. So that's why I'm hesitant. I'm not afraid about doing it. I just know how I am when I commit to doing something.
And you've committed to it. You literally shook my hand and got bison tallow on your palm. Right. So you committed. So I want, as we close this out,
okay,
I want you to picture 1 year. It can be married, it can be engaged, it can be dating, whatever that is, that you are so in your flow. You've been month 1 in it, month 3, you're setting the stuff, month 6, you're, moving along and cruising. And then in a year, you're so accomplished in that because you've set all those pieces in that you have that magnetism to pull in what you know you deserve. Can you feel that?
Yeah.
Okay. I want you to celebrate that win from that future version of you, bring that into yourself, and then see that path really clearly here through space and time. I invite us to just close our eyes and really feel it. One more deep breath. You'll never get this moment back again. This is it. You'll never have this opportunity again. Really lock it in. You can do this. You know you can do this. All right. How does it feel?
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have reinvigorated me. I didn't know I was coming on the podcast to get a life coaching session, but I'm always down for it.
I am a mirror I am a mirror. You have invigorated yourself. You showed up fully. I am a mirror. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone. We'll see you next time.